Good evening, friends. Welcome back to my channel, Infinite Trade. My name is Robin, and let's do our Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for the coming week, and also we'll do the discussion for tomorrow. So first, let's quickly discuss what's happening on the weekly charts to understand what should be the view for the shorter term. So let's discuss that first. So this is Nifty's chart, and if you all remember, we had made a channel and we had an upper trend line somewhere here. Let me just draw that. Okay, it's not coming properly. So I have the drawing on the chart, but it also has some intraday levels, so that's why I do not want people to get confused. So we have a trend line something like this. Okay, so Nifty exactly took a resistance at this point, and it has made a doji or an indecision candle. Okay, indecision candle. So if you all remember, I was pretty sure that market always rejected at this place, so we all expected that this time also we'll see the rejection, and we have been always discussing that it's a supply zone, so we'll see market hovering around this area for much more time. So we may see a dip something like this even in the coming days. It may go on for a few months. So this is what Nifty looks like at the moment, though a lot of people are bullish, but FIs aren't bullish. Okay, so it is not my view whether I'm bullish or not, but FIs are definitely not bullish at this place, hence I'm not bullish at this place. So that's how I can put forth towards you all. So right now what you all need to do is, this is a weekly candle and an indecision candle. So whenever we see an indecision candle, we trade either the breakdown or the breakout. So you need to mark the high and low of this particular candle so that you get a weekly support and a resistance. So weekly resistance is at 18,114 and support is at 17,600. So let's just write that down. So 17,600 is our weekly support and 18,114 is our weekly resistance. So mark this level on your chart because this is going to be very important. If Nifty breaks either of them, we'll see some sharp movement on one of the side. So it is really important. So 17,600 is a level that needs to be watched. There is a possibility that we may or may not break it, but once we break it, we're definitely seeing a sharp dip around 17,000. Okay, and as per the data, upside seems to be really not possible because we still did not see FII cash buying. So this is what I've been telling people for a long time now. Like, we did not see FII cash buying. Suddenly they were buying for 5-6 days continuously, but at the end, now they are net sellers. Whatever they bought, they have sold it entirely. So even now we do not see them buying in the cash market. So until and unless they don't buy in the cash market, the market will not sustain the upside, is the point. Okay, there is no harm in buying the dip. So people who are short-term traders who have view for a month or two, or or a quarter, you can definitely, whenever you see a dip, you can definitely buy and you can keep booking your profits. But on a longer term, so when I say longer term, it doesn't mean 4-5 years. So this year I'm talking about, this year seems to be the market is going to travel in a similar way. But overall, even I am bullish in Indian markets for a longer term. Like, if I have to invest for 5 years or 10 years, definitely I am bullish in the market, because our market is more stronger than the US market or the European market. Okay, so you might laugh or smile listening to this particular point, but this is true. I'm not talking about the economy, I'm talking about the market. Okay, so our market is definitely bullish comparative to the US markets or European markets. Okay, so though their economy is stable than our economy, but market is definitely stronger in India. People wish to invest in India rather than in US. So keep that in mind. So I'm bullish in the longer term, but this year I'm not really bullish. But yeah, we can do some short-term investments, preferably buying Nifty Bs or Bank Bs or FTITBs, something like that, and booking regular profits and buying the dip and booking them again is something which you can do. Yeah, so this is my view on Nifty. Let's quickly check out Bank Nifty as well. Okay, so we saw that Bank Nifty actually it went above the resistance, but it has closed below it. Let me just activate these lines. You will get a clear picture. I'm just zooming in a little. If you see, it went outside the channel on a daily chart, but if you look at the weekly candle, it retraced back into the level and it has closed inside it. So that's what this resistance is, not a joke. Okay, this is a serious resistance and it is a continuous formation of lower highs, so we need to keep an eye on that. Yeah. So Bank Nifty is also the same logic, is something which we are going to apply. We're going to mark the weekly high and low. So high is 38,765 and low is 37,346. 38,765, 37,346. So this is our weekly support and this is our weekly resistance. So we'll trade the breakouts, but since the range is big, and definitely we have other scope to trade during intraday, but this is the weekly support and resistance. So breakout, technical traders, very well that when a doji candle breaks, the market moves significantly. So that's what we need to keep in mind. So I'm still kind of bearish in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Even if they break this level and they go up, I'm sure that could turn out to be a breakout failure and eventually it may come back in. But whatever it is, we'll keep a track on it. I'm not saying it by myself. This is based on the FII data and their cash buying. Okay. Cool. So now let's move on to our intraday analysis for tomorrow. So before we discuss the levels on the chart, what is important at the moment is the participant wise open interest. Okay, so let's quickly check out the dashboard. Okay, what happened on Friday? So we can see that FIs have closed a good quantity of longs as well as a good quantity of short. Okay, so what does this mean? This itself means indecision. Okay, so you do not know where the market is going to head, so you are even booking your long positions, you're also booking your short positions. Hence on a daily chart also we have a doji kind of a candle. I think so we have a doji candle. Let's quickly check that. Daily candle, just a second, let's confirm that once. A statement shouldn't go wrong, right? Let's hide the levels. So in Nifty 50, yeah, it is a doji with a small body, and in Bank Nifty it is exactly a doji. Okay, so whatever we said was right. So let's come back to the FI analysis. And now if we look at the call options, they are net long, but the quantity is very less. And if we look at the put option, the quantity is amazing, 27,500, that too on a Friday. So they are holding this position for Monday. which itself shows that the market may see a dip. And if we look at pros, they're long in the call option and short in the put option, but both the quantities are not significant. So definitely on Monday there is going to be some sort of a trending move on either of the side. Probably on the downside it may be, because FIs are holding put longs, and sooner or later on Monday, that is tomorrow, even pros may tend to switch over their positions. So keep that in mind. Yeah, now let me just show you how the FI's positions have been changing over a period of time. So on 6th of April, what happened is FIs closed the long position, and look at the 7th of April. Whatever long position that they have closed, this is huge quantity, 22,322, and on Friday the shorts closed were very less. So we can expect this as a profit booking, because definitely we could see market falling from a higher point and they have booked some profits. And if you look at puts, see, there was shorts created on 6th April. Then on 7th April, a lot of shorts were closed due to the expiry, and they have created some long positions in the put option. And similarly, for calls, they have been continuously closing the long positions, and now they have created some long positions. So overall, FI's position seems to be bearish for me, and let's see how we should plan a trade on an intraday basis. So let's activate the lines. So due to the RBI monetary policy on Friday, we could see a lot of volatility on that day. So let's first discuss Nifty, and then we'll come back to Bank Nifty. See, this is the overall levels that we have. So there is a resistance at 17,800 or 850, you can say. Okay, around 17,850 we have a resistance. So in case we see Nifty opening somewhere at this area, this is a nice area to buy a put with a small SL. Maybe you can plan 10 to 15 points SL, and in case if it hits and then the market again comes back in, we're definitely going to buy a put. Okay, but the trade should be on the put side. And once this swing breaks, we are definitely going to add more quantities, and eventually your first target happens to be this place, which is around 17,700, and then we have the next target to be 17,630. Okay, here we'll book the entire quantities that we have. So any opening within this range should be considered as a flat opening. So if we open flat here and if we immediately break this, you can add a put here. The target remains the same, and any gap up opening around this place will definitely buy a put in the first instance. And suppose if the market opens flat and it breaks this trend line and it sustains here and it breaks this place, is when we are going to buy a call option, that is at 17,840. And what should be our target? Target should be, so your eventually the target happens to be 18,100, but we can book around, let me just zoom out a little. We can expect this price gap to be filled, which is around 17,940. Okay, so that should be your target on the upper side, but the upper side doesn't have that much strength, hence we are looking out only for a 100 points target. So target needs to be booked at 17,940 for calls. My interest is on the put side. Maybe if we open flat or a gap up at this place, I am definitely going to enter in a put trade and looking for a fall on the downside. and any gap down opening, say if it opens around this level, we'll wait for it to fill this gap, and once it takes a U-turn is when we'll buy a put with a small SL somewhere around this place. So again, your SL should be not more than 10 to 15 points in Nifty options at the money I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my view on Nifty. Let's quickly discuss Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is also nearly to the resistance. So this is a resistance area around 37,950. So in case, so we'll just mark a line here. Okay, so this level happens to be 37,700. Yeah, right now the closing is at 800. Consider that 37,700. So in case if we open gap up directly here, the first candle itself, if it's an indecision kind of a candle, we're going to buy a put here, and our target should be 37,400 in that case. Okay, so 350 is our weekly support, so we'll book at 400. And in case if we open flat and if we break this, that is 37,700, we're definitely going to buy a put here. Our target is 37,400. Then we'll see what it does at the weekly support. If it breaks decisively, maybe in the second half or something, we'll definitely re-enter, but in the first entry we'll book profits here. And in case if we open, say, gap down, we'll wait for this particular gap to get filled, and once it takes a U-turn, we'll buy a put, because if you draw a trend line, it would look like as if it is following this particular trend line. So based on that, we can buy a put for the target of 37,400. And in case if it opens flat within this area and if it starts going higher, we'll do nothing, and once it takes a U-turn back and comes below 37,950, we can plan a put here, but based on a price action of lower low. Okay, we'll not directly jump into it. We'll wait and see if it forms lower low, and then we'll enter in a put trade here. The target is eventually the same. No call trade for Bank Nifty tomorrow. In case if there is anything that we can go for a call trade tomorrow in Bank Nifty, I'll definitely update that on the Telegram channel, but I'm not really sure about that because I need to go out in the morning for my daughter's school admission. So but still I'll keep a watch on it, and in case if I get a chance, I'll definitely update you guys. Any gap up opening, say it is opening gap with a gap up around 37,950 or 38,000, we are definitely going to wait for this level to break. Okay, here we don't need any price action. Immediately the candle closes here, we can definitely take a put trade here. Okay, so this is my view on Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow and the coming week. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, spread it to your friends. Let's meet in another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.